Hello students, today we are going to deal with the topic 3-bit asynchronous up counter. So before that, we must be familiar with the topic asynchronous and synchronous. So in short, the basic difference between asynchronous and synchronous type of counters is based on clock pulse. In synchronous counter, the clock pulse will be common to all the flip-flop, whereas in the case of asynchronous, the clock pulse will be generated from the previous flip-flop, and based on the flip-flop output, the next clock pulse will be activated. The clock pulse are mainly based on the triggering, a positive edge or negative edge. So in this case of the example we are going to deal, we are taking a negative edge clock pulse. So in this case of 3-bit asynchronous up counter, 3-bit, it requires 3 number of flip-flops, and we are here using JK flip-flop. And based on the JK flip-flop, the condition should be under toggle condition. That is, J and K are to be provided with logic 1. The output of the first flip-flop A, that is QA, is forwarded to the B as clock pulse, and the output of flip-flop B, that is QB, is forwarded as clock pulse to C. And QA, QB, QC are termed as the output of this counter, and we are providing logic 1 to J and K of every flip-flop to maintain it under toggle condition. In this figure itself, it is very clear that the clock pulse are being generated from the previous flip-flop, and that is being forwarded to the next flip-flop to activate according to the type of triggering. So in this case, the triggering is negative edge, therefore the flip-flop A will toggle when the clock pulse is negative edge. In this, QA, QB, QC are the counter output, where QA is the LSB side and QC is said to be MSB side. In the case of 3-bit, the output QA, QB, QC can represent maximum of 1, 1, 1, and it starts from 0, 0, 0. So it can vary from 0 to 7 in decimal value. If we draw a clock pulse, and in that, if we represent the negative edge triggering, that is based on the cycles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the negative edges are to be marked, because based on this only the response of flip-flop will occur. In order to understand the timing waveform of a 3-bit, we require at least 2 raised to 3, that is 8 number of cycles. And if it is in the case of 4-bit, it requires 2 raised to 4, that is 16 number of cycles in clock pulse. So here we are dealing with 8. In this clock pulse, it might be a negative edge or positive edge, but here we have considered negative edge, so I am marking on the side of negative edge. The same problem can be dealt with positive edge also, which has to be done as an assignment. These flip-flops will depend upon negative edge, and this will react according to the condition of toggle. So based on this clock pulse, QA, QB and QC will be varying. So let us start with the initial clock flop A, that is QA. So for focusing on the parameter QA, if it is initially having a value 0, the value of QA will be 0 until the negative edge triggering appears. And after that, the value will change from 0 to 1 until the negative edge of 2. Thereafter, it will follow the same condition, that is, it will toggle based on the negative edge of each clock pulse. So based on that, on the next, it will toggle at 3, and thereafter it will again toggle from 1 to 0 at 4, and it will be followed to 5, 6, 7, 8. This output, which is being generated as QA, will now be forward as the clock pulse to flip-flop B. So this QA, which is an output, is also acting as a clock pulse. So in order to find the value of QB, it is necessary to mark the triggering in QA itself. So based on this, QA is marked as negative edge. And based on this negative edge, we can find out the value of QB. We are again assuming the value of QB as 0. And this value of 0 will maintain till the negative edge of QA. Therefore, the value will be retained until 2, and the same value will be toggling from 0 to 1, and the value 1 will be retained until the negative edge of QA. Next negative edge of QA. So the value of QB is generated based on QA negative edge. Similarly, we can go for C. That is, in order to find the value of QC, we have to focus the output QB, which is now treated as the clock pulse in flip-flop C. So this flip-flop C will react based on the output QB. So in order to obtain the value of QC, QB has to be now filled with negative edge. So the negative edge of QB is now being filled. Now based on this negative edge, the value of QC will be obtained. So what is QC? The value of QC will be initially assumed to be 0, and which will toggle at the case of QB when QB becomes negative edge. So the value of QC becomes 0 to 1 when QB is under negative edge. And the same will be followed again from 1 to 0 on the next negative edge of QB. Now, if we follow the waveform in a tabular column, we can say the initial value of this assumed to be 0, 0, 0, and its decimal value is 0. Next, on the first clock pulse, the values are to be noted from the waveform itself. You can say QA is having a value 0, QB is having a value 0, and QC is having a value 0. And after this triggering, first falling edge, the value will changes from QA is now changed to 1, QB is maintained as 0, QC is 0. So the value is 0, 0, 1, and the decimal value is 1. On the second falling edge, the values can be obtained similarly. You can see QA is 0, QB is 1, and QC is 0, which is 0, 1, 0, indicating a decimal value of 2. The same method has to be followed for the next falling edge, and you can say the value of QA from the timing waveform is 1, QB is 1, and QC is 0, which is 0, 1, 1, indicating as the decimal value 3. The next fourth falling edge, the values are 0, 0, 1, which is indicating the QC value 1, QB value 0, QA value 0, and decimal value as 4. In the fifth falling edge, the values of QA is now 1, QB is 0, and QC is 1. So the value is 1, 0, 1, and the decimal value is 5. In the sixth falling edge, the value of QA is 0, QB is 1, and QC is 1. So the value corresponding to this 1, 1, 0, which is representing decimal value 6. Now proceeding to the seventh falling edge, QA becomes 1, QB becomes 1, and QC becomes 1, and the value of seventh falling edge becomes 7. In the last negative edge, the value can be obtained as QA will become 0, QB will become 0, and QC will also become 0. So it is again reaching back to initial value of 0. Therefore, it contains 8 number of states. So if there are n flip-flops, there will be 2 raised to n number of outputs. So here the value of n is 3, so there are 8 states. It is compulsory in this type of counters, it will complete every sequence, that is from 0 to 7 or 0 to 15 or 0 to 3 based on the number of flip-flops. So we cannot control or we cannot modify according to the conditions. It will travel to the maximum, that is from 0 to 7 or from 0 to 3 or from 0 to 15. We cannot restrict the value, that is 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. If we are following this condition, it is termed as truncated asynchronous counter designing, which will be dealt in the next session.